According to the program, we have some time for discussion now. As I know from the organizers, we have only a short time for it, not more than 15 minutes. But I cordially invite you to ask questions or make comments concerning our presentation. I think we have time for, 3 questions. You can raise hand or simply turn the microphone on. So who is the first? So I think we will have many possibilities to talk about the questions of religious symbols in the future. Now, before I hand over to Professor Szilágyi, who is going to deliver the closing speech, I would like to thank again for the invitation to act as a moderator. On behalf of all participants, I would also like to thank all speakers and everyone who participated in today's conference. So, Professor Szilágyi, please take the floor.
Excuse me, may I have a question?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Of course.
Thank you very much. I would like to ask a question about actually the use of the crescent symbol, because the humanitarian movement, they are using in their logos. And as far as I know, the commercial use is not in accordance with the rules of the Geneva Convention and the protocols. And I would like to take the opinion of the lecturers on this topic, if it is possible.
To whom is directed the question?
Actually, it is a general question. So if any of the lecturers have an opinion on this, I would like to receive it, if it is possible.
I'm curious who is going to take the floor.
Can I ask our colleague to sum up the question again, please?
Of course. You know, the humanitarian movement, when we talk about the Red Crescent or the Red Cross, so they are using in their logos cross and crescent. So is it, as far as I know, it is not in accordance with the rules of the Geneva Convention. So it is not possible to use these cases as a commercial use. So I would like to know this improper use in accordance with the protocols of the Geneva Convention. So it is not possible, but they are using. So well, I would like
you have to be more specific. You are saying who is using Red Crescent and Red Cross? Who is using it against the law, against conventional provisions? I didn't get you. Who is using it?
Actually, the Red Cross and the Red Crescent themselves, they are using on their logos. So it is a religious symbol they are using on their official logos. And according to the Geneva Convention and the protocols, it is not possible. So it is an improper use, but they are using it.
Well, I'm not sure it's improper use, actually, because I'm not an expert in international humanitarian law or intellectual property law, or specifically in Red Cross, Red Crescent issues. But if you see the history and proper usage, which happened during extensive period of time, then you have legalization of using it. And Red Crescent and Red Cross or Red Crescent or Star of David in Israel is used historically, as far as I know, anybody can jump in and correct me, as a symbol of humanitarian help or humanitarian aid. Specific symbols historically have multiple, of course, connected meanings. But if you see history of International Red Cross and you see history why Red Cross is used, you cannot come 100 years later or 500 years later and say, well, we just have a convention and we are not allowing using it. So I'm not sure you're correct actually, because Red Cross, symbol of Red Cross, is something which is accepted in this civilization as a universal symbol of giving help or humanitarian aid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not black and white. So you know, somebody can say British flag is using 3 crosses: Saint Andrew, Saint Patrick, and Saint George. So what if Scotland goes out? Do they have to remove St. Andrew's cross because new situation emerged, or they will keep Union Jack with 3 crosses? You know, I don't have an answer for this actually. But if you look at issue like this, you have to take many things into account. I don't know if I help, but since Piotr just picked me to answer the question, nobody knows the answer. So thank you for this. It's very good from old friend. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Vanya. Thank you, and sorry. I would like to take the floor to Professor Stancic, who wanted to say something.
I just wanted to say, similarly as Vanya has said, the use of the Red Cross is since 1859 in the Battle of Solferino between the Austrians and the Italians, and when the Red Cross was founded. So at that time, no one even asked whether it is permissible or not permissible to use the cross on the coat of arms of the Red Cross. The same afterwards, for 40 or 30 years later, the Red Crescent. So it is a historical thing, and I believe that that is not improper use, or that the use of the cross or the crescent is not in violation of any legal source that I am aware of. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you very much. So let me now give the floor to Professor Szilágyi.
Thank you so much. The professors of the Central European Professors Network, their colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ferenc Mádl Institute of Comparative Law, the co-organizer of this event, I would like to grab your attention for a few more minutes. Let me offer my most sincere thanks for their contributions to all the group members of the Central European Professors Network, Professor Balázs Sanda, Professor Piotr Stanis, and in particular to the partner organizer, the Institute of Justice. Today, the contributors focused on and gave us a precious insight into one of the most elementary aspects of religious freedom, namely religious symbols. The discussion shed a light on different Central European challenges, making us aware of the particular importance of this issue in today's Europe. I'm especially grateful for your presence today, as the Central European Professors Network is an opportunity for this region's experts to determine their specific approach in connection with topical issues and to present their results via the channels and outcomes of the network, that is through books, conferences, articles, and other events. Yesterday, the Institute of Justice provided an outstanding platform for the conference on freedom of speech on social media. That conference was the first part of an event series of the Central European Professors Network, and today we continue the series with a conference concerning freedom of conscience and religion. Inspired by the presentations of members of the Professors Network, we can conclude that apart from religious symbols, there are numerous topics awaiting further discussions, as the state-church relationship, church property questions, or in general, Christianity as a common value. I hope that in the not too distant future, even these issues might be assessed in greater detail within the framework of the Central European Professors Network. Dear professors, colleague, your contributions today also show that a Central European perspective is of high importance for the future of the European Union. At the end of this conference, I would like to draw your attention to the upcoming event of the Professors Network, namely the conference on the protection of families on the 18th June and our conference on the interpretation of fundamental rights on the 23rd June. Dear participants, thank you for your work today. I hope you had a useful and at the same time pleasant event. I'm looking forward to meeting you at our upcoming events.
Thank you very much, dear director, for your very nice words. Thank you very much for the initiative of such interesting research. It's an honor for all us, the professors from Central European Network, to participate in such important and international project. So one more time, thank you very much for organization, and thank you very much for your participation today. Have a nice weekend. I hope see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.